Sweetest thing I ever heard in the whole wide world was Mama's voice when she sang to me. A calming, tender lullaby to put a child to sleep and give a babe a tender reverie. When I was older, even then, the melody she sang would fill that shotgun shack with endless joy. The birds outside would sing along when Mama sang her little song. Sure was glad to be her little boy. Angels, harps in heaven can't do better. Though they might try, they got no chance to win. My heart would swell with overwhelming gladness if I could hear Mama's voice again. She tried her best to start me on a path to living right. I drifted some but found my way back. The memory of her singing was a helpful guiding sound. It worked to keep this restless boy on track. Angels, harps, and heaven can't do better. Though they might try, they got no chance to win. My heart would swell with overwhelming gladness if I could hear Mama's voice again. Years have come and gone, so has Mama. In my memory she sings a hymn. It's oh so clear to me how perfect it would be if I could hear Mama's voice again. Angel harps in heaven can do better. Though they might try, they got no chance to win. My heart would swell with overwhelming gladness if I could hear Mama's voice again. Yes, my heart would swell with overwhelming gladness if I could hear Mama's voice again. Thank you, Spokane. We are gathering in song. Is it time for that? Hold it! Start it over again. We're getting there. We're getting there. I got excited though.
The man's a little early. Yeah, that's okay. A whole minute. That's for us. That's a lifetime. All right. Before we get started, we have a little housekeeping to take care of. I'm going to call David up. Time to give away that book everybody's been signing entries for.
It's time to give Willie's book away here. Yeah, it also has a workbook with it, by the way. So can you hang on to that for 1 second? I'm going to draw the winning ticket. Eeny, meeny, miny, moo, snicker, snacker. Here we go. It is Barb Swain. Hey, way to go, Barbara. Come on down. All right. We are awarding you the official Willie Nelson book and workbook. May you enjoy. And if you need a wheelbarrow to carry it home, that's good too. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to everybody here in person and all those on our worldwide online community, the Unity Spiritual Center Spokane. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there as we celebrate the divine feminine in all of us. We're so glad that you're all here today. As our mission states, we are a vibrant community growing through spiritual practices and love. I'm Alan Basson, and I'll be your platform assistant this morning. If you could please silence your cell phones, that would be appreciated. As we do each week, we want to begin our time together by sharing our opening affirmation. Say it with feeling. Together we affirm, there is only one presence and one power active in my life and in the universe, God the good. This is Unity's foundation principle, one presence, one power, and one life, living through and as each and every one of us. We're grateful this morning to have our speaker, Reverend David McClure. This will be the second in a 2-week series on singer-songwriter Willie Nelson. The title of today's talk is Through My Mother's Eyes, the name of his 1981 song. That's Willie's song, not David's. Just want to make sure and clarify. Our music today is provided by Michael Robinson. In a moment, our chaplain KP will share an opening prayer, but first, our song leader will start us off with a community song.
Please stand if you're able.
Yeah. We are gathering in song, welcoming the oneness, opening the doors of spirit wide. We are walking into life, starting out together on a journey through the miracles inside. There is abundance in our fellowship. This is a place we all belong. We place our trust in this great holiness. This is the moment, come along. We are gathering in song, welcoming the oneness, opening the doors of spirit wide. We are walking into light, starting out together on a journey through the miracles inside. There is a promise in our thankfulness. We know that when we seek, we find. We place our trust in this great holiness. This sacred space is yours and mine. We are gathering in song, welcoming the oneness, opening the doors of spirit wide. We are walking into light, starting out together on a journey through the miracles inside. We are gathering in song, welcoming the oneness, opening the doors of spirit wide. We are walking into light, starting out together on a journey through the miracles inside.
Hello, my name is KP. I am a chaplain here with Unity. And happy Mother's Day to everyone. How about, okay. All right. Put aside your cares of today and enter the quiet center of your soul. Let's start with a deep healing breath. Inhale deeply and let the air out slowly with a quiet, relaxing sigh. And as you do, relax completely. Allow the chair to support your weight. Send your roots deep into Mother Earth. Straighten your spine and stretch it to the heavens. Let the energies of earth and heaven meet in your heart. Let that energy fill you, top to bottom, front to back, and side to side. God is love. As Charles Fillmore reminds us, God does not love anybody or anything. God is the love in everybody and everything. God is love. Humans become loving by permitting that which God is to find expression in word and act. Today, we venerate that expression in our celebration of Mother's Day. We celebrate not only the love for mother, for child, but the divine love that nurtures all living things. The love that causes one to sacrifice in order to bring new life into this world. I am one with God's love. I am one with all things, including God. As Paul wrote in his letter to the Colossians, above all, clothe yourself with love, which binds everything together in perfect harmony. And as I am one with God's love, so are each of you. For love is one of the 12 powers gifted to us by God. In this realization of God's love, we deny any sense of separation. We know that all is one, that we are not just the drop of water in the ocean, but the entire ocean in that drop. With love, I bless all mothers in the audience, our speaker, our musicians, and all the volunteers that make this service possible. I bless this center and our community. In the spirit of love, I find the unity and harmony in today's message. Knowing all is unity, I release this prayer to a loving God, knowing it is already done. And so it is. Amen.
Woke up on a train, headed into tomorrow. The past is slipping away. Trying my best to break out of the sorrow surrounding me each weary day. Live long enough and your loved ones will leave you, and each takes a piece of your heart. Your reasons for living get fewer and lean. Sometimes you don't know where to start. I've tried, although poorly, to walk straight and narrow, not treat my fellow man wrong. And buried so deep in my cluttered subconscious, your mother's sweet lullaby song. We hope it's the railway to love and forgiveness we hear in the stories of old, singing praises of God arm in arm with thy loved ones, and playing on harps made of gold. Taking one step and then taking another, trudging falls, tossing my burdens as you told me, Mother, getting lighter each time that one falls. I've tried all the poorly to walk straight and narrow, not treat my fellow men wrong, and buried so deep in my cluttered subconscious, your mother's sweet lullaby song. If there's a heaven, I know she is waiting at his arms and a sweet mother's love, and held in her arms like I'm anticipating. In her eyes, I am still just her child. Nothing's as strong as a sweet mother's love to heal you and guide you along. From birth to this moment, as soft as a dove, your mother's sweet lullaby song. I've tried all the poorly to walk straight and narrow, and not treat my fellow men wrong, and buried so deep in my cluttered subconscious, your mother's sweet lullaby song. And buried so deep in my cluttered subconscious, your mother's sweet lullaby song.
Showbiz!
Thank you, Michael. Michael says he and Willie are cut from the same piece of cloth. Yeah, I'm going to put this here, and it's going to stay there. There we go. Good morning, Spokane. Good morning. Well, this is our second and final series of Willie Nelson talks, and Barbara has the book, so if you ever want to see what other melodies he wrote a ton of them. In fact, he wrote the one that we're using today for Mother's Day. And if you'd like to join me, we can speak these lyrics together. One bright and guiding light that taught me wrong from right, I find in my mother's eyes. Those fairy tales she told of streets paved with gold, I find in my mother's eyes. Just like a wandering sparrow, far from its foe, I walk that straight and narrow just to reach my goal. God's gift sent from above, a real unselfish love, I find in my mother's eyes. You know, the interesting thing about Willie Nelson was that his mother left him after he was born, and his father remarried and moved away as well. And so, leaving Willie and his sister Bobby to be raised by their grandparents, who taught singing back in Arkansas and started the grandchildren into music. Nelson's grandfather, Alfred, bought him his first guitar, and he was only 6 years old, and taught him a few chords before passing away in 1940. If only Alfred could have lived long enough to see those few chords what they grew into. Willie's grandmother, Nancy, passed away in 1979. She lived long enough to see Willie become a success, and perhaps it's that's Willie and his grandmother. Willie and Nancy really loved one another, and perhaps that particular song was about his grandmother rather than his mother. A 96-year-old mother walked into a bar. And since it was Mother's Day, she ordered a double martini. The bartender wished her a happy Mother's Day and asked if she herself was in fact a mother, and she said, "Why, yes, indeed." And the bartender said, "You've obviously lived a full and rich life. How do you feel about being a mother for all these years?" And she said, "I feel just wonderful, because now for the first time since I became a mother, I no longer have to worry about my children." And the bartender says, "How's that?" And she took a deep breath and said, "They're both in nursing homes." Well, we do indeed honor all the mothers who are gathered here this morning, both here in the auditorium and watching on YouTube or some other means. All those who are indeed mothers, would you please stand so we can celebrate you and honor you this morning? And let's give them thanks. Thank you. There's my mom. Her name is Norma, and it's funny what you remember about your mom, certain things. All of a sudden, she'd come over and put her arms around me and hug me and say, "That's for nothing. Wait till you do something." I wrote about my mother quite a bit in my book. She found out about Unity's teachings from typed copies of sermons given by Emmett Fox, who was preaching in Carnegie Hall and in New York at the time. And my mom's sister, my Aunt Hazel, was a stenographer and volunteered to take shorthand notes of Fox's sermons, type them up and send them out to Fox's mailing list, and of course sent a copy to my mom. Norma, who was an Anglican, was blown away by Fox's teachings and ultimately decided to look for a church in Toronto that was teaching what Fox was teaching. She found Unity Church of Truth on the east or the west side of Toronto, it was. That was one of Albert Greer's early ministries that he founded, as was this one. This was his first one here. And pretty soon, my mother had my dad and our 3 children taking 3 buses across the entire city of Toronto to go to this church. And this was my first exposure to Unity, and I was 7 years old. And it was my mom who told me that when I told her that I'd heard this voice in an English class in college saying, "You're going to be a Unity minister," it was my mom that said, "Well, we've always known you're going to be a Unity minister." Thanks for telling me, Mom. My mother saw things in me that I couldn't see in myself. I don't know if your mother looked at you through the eyes of a possibilitarian. I pray that she did. Obviously, someone saw possibilities and potentialities in you, or you wouldn't be here. We always are blessed when someone sees through the eyes of love. I trust that you who are mothers here, continue to look at your children with eyes of love. Love sees the possibilities and forgives the flaws. Love knows that inside each and every soul that is born into our world, if you look deep enough, there's a spiritual being in there. It was Unity's poet laureate, James Dillard Freeman, who wrote a little book called Look with the Eyes of Love. And I'd like to just read a few words from his book. He says, "There is so much more to all of us than the obvious. A few times in my life, I have gotten a glimpse of the real self of a person. It was only for an anguished moment, and only because I looked with eyes of love. But for an anguished moment, I looked with eyes of love, and I saw. I cannot say what I saw, but I knew that it was something inexpressibly beautiful. I shall always believe I was looking at being as it really is, and I saw beauty naked. I believe that it is what I would see if I saw the real self of you. But I have to look with eyes of love in order to see that. That is why lovers go around starry-eyed. They have seen through what is form to what is real, and has left them dazzled. They can only murmur, wow, that's beautiful. We look at what we are looking at and wonder how they can see in such plain creatures what they see. But it is our vision that remains imperfect. Love raises vision to a higher power that eye charts cannot measure. A mom walks into her son's bedroom to get him up for church. And she says, "Son, get up. It's time for church." And the son rolls over and says, "Mama, I'm going to church today, and I'll give you 3 reasons why I'm not going to church today. I don't like the people. They don't like me. And I just plain don't want to go." And the mother responds, "You are going to church today, and I'll give you 3 reasons why. You're a lunatic, and you have to go even when you don't want to. You're 42 years old, and you're the minister." Don't you love it? I'm sure all of us have had the experience of being in a supermarket, perhaps, and hearing this word, "Mommy." And everybody looks around, stops what they're doing, takes a turn, and we instinctively respond to those cries. You may recall that this woman, Myrtle Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, was called the Mother of Unity. She has been my inspiration in recovering from a so-called incurable disease. She made an amazing comeback herself from tuberculosis, given only a few months to live, when she went to a lecture and heard the speaker say, "You are a child of God, and therefore you do not inherit sickness." She went on to live for many years, and with her husband, Charles, gave birth to the Unity movement. We are here today because of that event back then. She saw through to all the possibilities in herself and in everyone that she ever came in contact with. And here's what she wrote. She says, "It is my great joy to perceive the mother side of God, the divine love that never fails and that is equal to the drawing of souls to itself. It is my prayer to be able to radiate the qualities of this divine love to all. You too are the mother of unity because in your heart you have the same ideals and the same great generous spirit and the endless and tireless service and the love that never fails. The mother of unity is the universal mother. How happy we are to represent this mother." And her husband, Charles Fillmore, the co-founder of Unity, believed in the feminine aspect of God as well. He considered the Holy Spirit to be the feminine side of the universal God. It is seeing through the eyes of the love of Jehovah, he said. And he said, love is the feminine or receptive side. So, here's one other evidence of this that I wanted to read to you this morning and talk to you about. You may recall in the Gospel of John, Jesus changes water into wine. But what you may not know, let me read it. On the third day, a wedding took place at Cana in Galilee, and Jesus' mother was there. And Jesus and his disciples had been invited to the wedding. And when the wine failed, Jesus' mother said to him, "Jesus, they have no more wine." Duh. And Jesus said, "Woman, why do you involve me in this? My hour has not come. I'm not ready to do my flashy tricks yet. That comes later." She would have none of it, and she said, "Do whatever Jesus tells you to do," to the servants. So nearby stood 6 stone water jars, the kind used by the Jews for ceremonial washing, each holding from 20 to 30 gallons. Jesus said to the servants, "Fill the jars with water." So they filled them to the brim. And then he told them, "Draw out some now and take it to the master of the banquet." And so they did so, and the master of the banquet tasted the water that had been turned into wine. He did not realize where it had come from, though the servants who had drawn the water knew. Then he called the bridegroom aside and he said, "Everyone brings out the choice wine first, and when everybody drinks the cheaper wine and gets bombed, then we bring out the good stuff. But you have saved the best stuff for last." And it ends by saying what Jesus did in Cana of Galilee was the first of the signs through which he revealed his glory, and the disciples believed on him. But it was his mother's eyes looking at him and saying, "Okay, Jesus, you're on." You're on. A mother's eyes can see beyond what others see. And there are 3 aspects to this. First of all, seeing through the eyes of the woman who gave you birth. Think about the woman who gave you birth. Secondly, seeing through the eyes, your eyes of the children you bore. And what you saw through your eyes. And thirdly, seeing through the eyes of the divine feminine aspect of the universal mother. And that view of you and everyone else. The feminine aspect of God, often referred to as the divine feminine, is a concept found in various spiritual and religious traditions. It emphasizes the nurturing, compassionate, and often creative side of the divine, contrasting with traditional patriarchal representation of God as a powerful patriarchal father figure. So God does in fact have a mother side as well as a father side, I believe. And at first blush, saying this may cause some of the conservative Christians throughout the universe to squirm a little bit because they're used to calling God Father. But we read in the very first book of Genesis, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female, created them. And if God does it, it takes one to know one, doesn't it? You must know that very same presence. There's a story about a very spiritual and devout holy priest who died and is immediately swept into heaven. And St. Peter greets him at the pearly gates and says, "Hello, Father, we've been waiting for you for a long time. Welcome to heaven. You are very well known here, and as a special reward, we would like to grant you anything that you wish even before you enter into heaven. What can we grant you?" And the priest says, "Well, I've always been a great admirer of the Virgin Mary. I'd always wanted to talk with her." So St. Peter nods, and lo and behold, who should approach the priest but the Virgin Mary? And the priest is beside himself, and he manages to speak up and say, "Mother, I have always been a great admirer of yours and have studied everything I could about you and followed your life as best I could. I have studied every painting and portrait ever made of you, and I've noticed that you are always portrayed as slightly sad. There's always seemingly a sad look on your face. And I've always wondered what it is that made you sad. Would you please tell me?" And the Virgin Mary looks at him and says, "Well, honestly, I was really expecting a girl." Just thought I'd throw that in. And so today we honor all mothers everywhere, and we especially honor the possibilitarian mothers who saw the potential and the power in their children, or who, even as we speak, are doing so, whoever and wherever they may be. I found another song called "Through My Mother's Eyes" by a different singer. His name is Alec Benjamin, and I will close with his words. He says, through my mother's eyes, but if I saw me through your eyes, maybe I could find a way to forgive all of the lies and the stupid things I say. And if I could realize that your blood that I bleed, maybe I could love myself the way that you loved me if I saw through your eyes. God bless. Okay, we're going to do a little meditating here. It's not quite time to sing yet, you know. Willie, over there, it's all right. I got to another gig to do here. The Universal Mother is looking at you and me right now, and everyone on this planet and beyond. And they're looking with eyes of love. Allow that to happen. Allow yourself to be observed by total and utter forgiveness, acceptance, and love. If I speak with the tongues of men and angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or changing cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all my stories and all the mysteries and all the knowledge, and if I have faith that can move mountains but do not have love, I am nothing. And if I give all I possess to the poor and give over my body to hardship that I may boast but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered, and it keeps no score of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth, and protects and trusts and hopes and perseveres. Love never fails. And so where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. And where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part and prophesy in part. But when completeness comes, what is in part disappears. So when I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. And when I became an adult, I put away childhood things and put them behind me. For now we see only a reflection, as in a mirror. But then we shall see face to face. Now we know in part, but then we shall know fully, even as we are fully known. And so we are left with three things: faith, hope, and love. And the greatest of these is love. Amen.
Good morning. My name is Jim Sledge, and this is the time of our offering. First, I want to thank David for a great message. And our friend Michael. It's good to have you here. Backed up by the inevitable Scott and Gary. As you can see on the screen, there are many ways in which you can give financial support to this wonderful place we call Unity Spiritual Center. Find the one that speaks to you, and please make sure we can continue to meet here and grow this amazing place. Most of us remember little sayings that our mothers had. Some were helpful. I remember things like, if you don't wear your coat when you go out, you're going to catch a cold. Anybody? Yeah. Or if you can't say anything nice to your brother, don't say anything at night. Don't say anything at all. We got kind of quiet around our house. One that I remember the most is my mom saying, it's better to give than to receive. And let's think about that as we say together our offertory blessing together. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive. I give thanks for the abundance that is mine to share.
My mother spent her last 6 years of life with myself and my wife and my children. And each night before she went to bed, she'd give me a hug and a kiss and say, I love you good and I'm so proud of you. What can reach out in the dark or reach across the miles? What can wipe away the tears, replace them with a smile? What can take a broken heart and help it gently mend? A mother's love can do all that, a perfect loving blend. When it's dark and you're afraid, what can ease the fear? What can make you feel secure when danger seems so near? What can kiss away the pain and give you needed rest? A mother's love can do that too, and always does it best. The universe is love and light available to all. And once you learn to tap the source, it helps you not to fall. But while you're learning how to walk your tiny steps unsure, a mother is love made in flesh, simple, sweet, and pure. Who's the one you reach out for when you can see for tears? Who's the one who loved you quietly throughout all these years? A mother's love's a thing that held you up with endless silent prayers. A mother's love has done this too, a channel of God's love for you. She helped you be and helped you do. Your mother brought God's love to you. Thank you, Mother. Thank you, God.
Well, it must have been a little different around my house because I hear all these great things you're saying. But now, keep in mind, my mom had 4 boys in 5 years. The phrase I keep remembering that she said was, "Just wait till your father gets home." All right, thanks, Reverend David, Michael, Scott, and everybody else for this service. Please join me as we say our unity statement together. Unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of injury, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, for we know that there is only one power, one present, and one life. So whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey of transformation, you're welcome here. If you're here for the very first time, we have a welcome packet with a coupon for a free beverage at our barista stand and some other goodies. So if you're here for the first time, please raise your hand and keep it up long enough for our ushers to see you. There's one shy one over there. I see some.
You just passed him, man. Stop left. Turn left.
Kind of like playing hide and seek. All right, well, we're glad you're here, and we hope that you'll stay after and join us in the fellowship hall so we can get to know you. We encourage everyone to sign up for our e-news to learn more about our upcoming classes and events, and you can sign up for our email newsletter by scanning the QR code you see on the screen or on our website at unityspokane.org. We would like to connect with you on our social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just search Unity Spiritual Center Spokane, you'll find us. Thanks to everybody for joining us today. Our chaplains today are Steve, who has been holding the service in prayer, and Cheryl, who will be available to pray with you immediately following the service right down front here. So if you have something that's heavy on your heart that you want to release, or a celebration that you want to brag about, see her. We would like to encourage anyone who is in need of prayer support to please fill out a prayer request form found in the seat pocket in front of you, and you can put them in our prayer box as you exit the sanctuary on the left-hand side. You can also submit your prayer requests through our online form on our website. Names are added to our prayer list and are prayed over for 30 days here at Unity, and also 30 days by Silent Unity as well. And now it's time for News You Can Use with Juliet.
Good morning. Happy Mother's Day. So I want to start by thanking everyone who came to our Wednesday night dinner last Wednesday. This was our second monthly dinner, and we didn't know how many people would come, if any. So at 5:30, when the event was scheduled to start, a swarm of people came in with a ton of food. The food was so good, and we had 22 people come with five children, and it was really wonderful to get to know people better and to it's so hard for me to say that, to share a meal together, not share a meal. Share a meal. Share a meal. All right, so we hope that you will come for our next monthly dinner. It is going to be on the first Wednesday of June, June 4th at 5:30 p.m. Next, we have such a beautiful center here on the inside, look around, and the outside. And I invite you to enjoy the garden and all of the beautiful nature around us. And our landscape team cares for it all. They could use some help. So they're having a landscape spring cleanup. If you're available, please come and join them. It's the spring cleanup this coming Saturday, May 17th from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. There is weeding and trimming that needs to be done, so you can burn some calories while you connect with nature and connect with other people. Also, snacks and coffee are provided afterwards. So burn the calories and then eat the calories. It's a good deal. The next parent chat with the Unity Parent and Caregiver Group will be on Sunday, May 25th from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. in the chapel. Childcare will be provided. This is a growing group, so if you're available, come help and strengthen it and give your energy to the group. Join us for a very special concert with our wonderful Unity Mixed Choir and Treble Ensemble, and guest artists Beth Rainey, Joey Pomeroy, Kenyon Fields, and the Quintet Central Woodwind Group. It will feature an evening of eclectic music, including several original works by our very talented Janice Mayfield. That will be on Saturday, May 31st, and the doors will open at 6:30 p.m., and the concert will start at 7 p.m. There's a suggested love offering of $20 per person, and a reception will follow in the fellowship hall with food. So, another good deal. You can find more details about these events, the links to sign up, and other opportunities in the e-news. That comes out every Wednesday. Thank you to Deanna for doing that. And I'm excited to tell you next Sunday, May 18th, our speaker will be Ron Kurtz. Yay, Ron. And I feel really honored because I feel really honored to witness the time and the devotion he puts into preparing his talks. So I'm very much looking forward to it, and I hope you will join as well. And we also, for that Sunday, the music will be our Unity Choir and Treble Ensemble. Okay. This is our Unity community. Enjoy.
All right, do we have some kids out there? Wow, this is awesome. Look at all these kids. We are so blessed to have an amazing youth ministry here at Unity Spiritual Center. Right now, before we bless our children, I need to call Deanna up with a special announcement.
First, I would like to welcome Megan to our team as our child care specialist. Megan's over here. So we've officially hired Megan, and Megan will be here 3 Sundays a month, the second, third, and fourth Sunday, and will be available to watch kids starting at 9:20 a.m. so that parents can attend our 9:30 meditation. After that, she'll be in the nursery with the kids that are 0 to 4 years old, and she will provide childcare during some events and parent group chats and other events like that. We do still need our cherished and wonderful volunteers that work with our nursery staff, or kids, and they will be the second adult for all of those events as well, so we'll always have 2 adults there. So I just want to do a really warm welcome for Megan. We're super happy to have her. And I'd like to invite a representative from youth ministry to come up and talk about what they're doing after the service.
Don't all jump at once.
Or I can do it. You want me to? You got it? Okay.
So as you may have seen on all the tables out of this room, we have flowers that are for Mother's Day, and they are for sale, and they are by love offering. So if you would like to buy some, please, there's a lot, and we would like them gone. What are they for? They're for all of the moms for Mother's Day. The money goes to our youth groups all around our church and camps.
Okay, we have one more special announcement.
We wanted you all to know that this whole program today for mothers, from the oldest of our young people to the youngest, got created by Joan Reckling. She worked very hard on it, and I think we should give her a hand for the good that came out of it.
Thank you, Cheryl. Well deserved, too. All right, let's bless all of our young people and those in service to our ministry. Be the love you are. Sing the song you hear. Share your joy of life with people far and near. And for all of us, be the love we are. Sing the song we hear. Share our joy of life with people far and near. All right, guys, head on back to where you came from. Now please stand as you are able and join together for our closing prayer for protection, followed by the peace song. Together we affirm, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well, and that's the truth.